Stream is up. Can you just let me know if the music's too loud?
Mm-hmm.
Every week it's always the bro red, give me back my stream so that I can see if the bro Matwell's back up. Oh no, and your one it's usually DJ Manchu, eh?
Yeah.
How are
It's
we?
cool to chord it all. I gotta add.
It's
Why
quite
do I
low, but is it normally quite this low?
Tournament.
Hold on.
Tournament.
Like I have it on
of
full
champions.
volume, and I can briefly hear it. The music.
Oh, you cranked it there, yep.
Yeah, that's better. Hello?
Why?
Yeah, that's good. That's a good sound.
Yeah, that's good.
Music's low enough. Let's go.
Right.
I knew that was gonna happen. I don't want it to.
I know it.
Let's get into it. Aka ake te whānau, nau mai hoki mai anō ki tētai whakapāoho o te koropupu tuarua, the second boil. We will talk about kaupapa relating to our special guest. So, kia ora whānau, nau mai, haere mai, whakatau mai, and tune in. Let's go.
Go.
Aka ake, here we are, whānau, back with the second boil. Big mihia to everyone that gets involved with this kaupapa, from the people that have been in before to the people that we have right now to the people that will be here later on. But for now, I just want to make a shout out to everyone. Mātua Native, aka Native Assassin. I'll pass it on to my bro up top.
Okay, this is bro up top, late up to no hot chocolate, no actually not Mega here. Big shout out to everyone who comes through and supports Kaupapa. Just shout out to our guests taking some time out and handing it over to our third guest that we've had on. No imposter syndrome from you tonight, eh? Yeah.
Okay, let's go. No imposter syndrome for me. Anyways, hi guys, I'm the third host. My name is Choco. Nice to see everyone here again. And I am so honored to introduce our new guest onto you, bro.
Kia ora. I go by Dustyy. I play games, I stream them sometimes, and here for a kōrero. Yeah.
Tēnā koe.
Let's go.
E te rangatira nau mai, rarau mai, ki Wainganui i a tātou runga i te koropupu tuarua. Dustyy, koe tēnā e mōhio ana e kōrero ana koe i te roto i te reo Māori. Nā reira, ka tae koe ki te tuku mai ko wai koe no e koe.
Ka pai. Kia ora tātou i te whānau, hiri tēnei no kaitahu, Ngāti Apa ki te rātō, te whānau apnui me Ngāti Porou. I whānau mai au ki te rohe o Te Aroa ki Rotorua, neke te whānau katoa ki o Tautahi, ke reira au he noho ai nai nei. Ko tērā tētai o ngā tamariki o te kōhanga reo o te kurukaupapa Māori, engari i nai nei ko kei te haere ki te whare wānanga o Waitaha ki te ako i ngā mahi pūtai au. Yeah. Ko Levi tōku ingoa.
Kia ora. Aka tuku i ngā mi i ki a koe o tira ki tō kāwai rangatira mau e whai wāna kia whiriwhiri mai i ngā kōrero ki roto i te koropupu tuarua. Nā reira, Dustyy, my bro, good to have you on here. Mean.
To be here.
Yeah.
Ka pai. So you mentioned you're currently living in Kaitau region at the moment, but you were brought up in Te Aroa.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Ka pai. Fill us in. What was it like growing up in Te Aroa?
Oh, very different to down here.
Hey.
Little bit more colour, eh?
Yeah, we've been hearing a lot of that, hey, coming through.
No, it was it was good. Yeah, I mean, it was just a typical Maori upbringing. I didn't notice the biggest change even after we moved down because of the circles that our whānau was involved with. Surrounded by all the Maori up there, and then you move down here and you're still surrounded by all the Maori. You don't realize how different it is until you start to branch out a little more. And you're like, oh, yeah.
So
this
when you
isn't it,
say
bro.
so when you say brought up around Maori, is that like because like people have different experiences in terms of what they deem as being brought up as Maori. Some do negative, some say positive. How was yours, bro? Like, how was yours growing up?
Look,
Like your
it
experience.
is what it is. You take the good with the bad, eh? Dad's a kai whakairo, so I spent a lot of time out at what is now Te Puia at the Māori Arts and Crafts Institute. Had all the uncles there bossing us around, telling us what to do, and all the aunties there, yeah, getting us to bring them their flax because they're too lazy to get up and get it themselves. But all of those kind of classic.
Or what about the classic uncle say to
things.
do one thing, auntie say to do something that contradicts that, and you're in trouble no matter what? Oh, yeah, cool.
Man.
So,
Oh, you go.
carry on, Choco.
Oh no, I was just gonna also just ask, like, how you talked about this difference. If you don't mind me asking, was that due to going to uni? Did you notice that? Because a lot of my mates from up here in Auckland, when they moved down to Dunners, they were like, "Oh my god, like I'd never really see anyone Māori around here." I'm not too sure of where they were hanging or whatever. Was that when you noticed it, or was it more so in like school or? Because when did you move to Dunners from Roders?
I like the differences for us, bro. Yeah.
So after the quakes, I swapped schools. So I went. The Kura Kaupapa is on the south side of town. I was living in just north of town in Tuahiwi. So we had the quakes 10 years ago now, or however long.
Yeah.
And
That long ago now. Oh my gosh.
traversing across the city wasn't really the
go.
So I went to a mainstream school, my first mainstream school at year 12 or 13 or whatever. And then I realized, I was like, oh, this is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, you're definitely proactive in terms of kaupapa Māori, or your involvement in kaupapa Māori. Can you talk about some of the kaupapa Māori that you're involved in, Dustyy? Or have been involved in?
Yeah, I mean, so one of the things I'm doing at the moment is I'm part of the Taiao subcommittee for Ngāti Apa ki te Rātoa, where we oversee our mahi with the Taiao within Aotearoa.
Cool.
And so trying to put that piece of paper I've got over there to some good use. Yes, that's one of them. Other stuff is just trying to integrate that mātauranga Māori and that kaupapa Māori within ngā mai pūtaiao and the ethics of how we do things, particularly when we're engaging with mana whenua.
What?
When working.
Just for the sake of curiosity, what do you mean by that piece of paper, bro?
Yeah, and also, yeah.
What's the piece of paper? Let chat know.
And also, how many pieces of paper do you have? Because I know you got a few.
That's what we're referring to it now. Whānau pieces of paper. Yeah.
So I've got, what do I have? I've got my bachelor's in biology with an ecology endorsement. I've got my master's in biology, and I've got some certificate or something from the Polytech that I got when I was in high school for Te Reo Māori, but I can't even remember what it was. And then a leadership thing that I did a couple years back
yeah.
through Gaitahu over at what's this? Where's it? Stanford Uni. So doing
Oh,
the
over in Stanford, over in the US.
yeah, it was the First Nations Futures program.
You know
Bro,
what I
that's
like about
awesome.
your kōrero, bro? You play it down so well.
Hard.
Fuck,
So
I was
well, bro.
wearing a Stanford hoodie. I didn't even realize.
Bro.
Laying it down so well, bro. Oh, yeah, piece of paper. Stanford. No.
Let's go. Those are main
Bro,
achievements,
grats,
man.
bro. That's
Yeah.
handy.
And just like because I know I have a few friends that are in the sciences, but like what got you into like biology? Like what made you pursue that you know, bachelor and masters? What was the inspiration behind that?
Oh, straight up, no idea. I honestly cannot think back and think
Oh
that's
yeah.
why I did it.
Yeah, I feel.
I just kind of went to uni and did it, and I'm still
Enjoyed
doing
it?
it. So
Yeah.
Bro, you know what turned me off biology, bro? Phonium tenix. Bro, that lasted way too long. Bloody flaxes, bro. What the
True.
hell? Bro, that's mean. That's quite an achievement, a master's. And were you working towards anything else that you just left out there, bro? Like,
about halfway or 2/3 through a PhD as well.
so
So
you'll be
Wow.
Dr. Dusty. You should chuck that on Doctor Actual Boom on your Twitch. Let's go.
yeah, I'll do that after I get the
Do it
next
after,
piece of
yeah,
paper.
probably not before. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. See, piece of paper.
Don't want to be
Yo.
that guy.
The
And how's
honor-
how was a PhD, man? I've like for those that are wanting to head that way, like how hard or like how much work is it? Are you always busy? Like how do you balance that with your life and gaming?
asking for a friend?
Yeah, asking for a friend.
I'm trying to think how to answer this in the most politically correct way possible.
Oh, you can't just say yeah.
Pressure. It depends what you're after. If
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
just want to get a job and get the money
Yeah.
and get the hell out of school, then for the most part, there's no reason going beyond a master's in most subjects. So I don't know why the hell I'm doing a PhD, but I am. Maybe it is just for that title, just so I could be Takuta Dustyy. But
Ooh, got a nice ring to it, eh? Yeah.
yeah.
That
Oh, well.
does.
No, I think for me, I was quite keen to be able to lead my own research, whichever
that.
way I wanted to, and have some more control over that. Whereas I think, at least for my mahi, those opportunities would be limited if I just had the masters.
Yeah.
Like I could still
Question,
get
bro. Yeah,
great
question,
jobs, but
bro.
yeah.
When you hit uni, did you think you wanted to go for masters? Because like, for a lot of our rangatahi and like people in general, just hitting a bachelor's is like the
M-
goal.
Yeah.
And here you are halfway to a doctorate, bro. Was that something you aspired to, like, from the beginning, or something you grew into, or what's your whakaaro on that, bro?
Nah, I straight up accidentally got here. I just was going through my bachelor's, and then I think in my third year, one of my lecturers kind of shoulder tapped me, and it was like, "Oh, you should come to a summer scholarship with us." I had no plans over the summer, so I may as well get some money, do
Yeah.
whatever. And then over that summer period, they thought, "Oh well, you may as well come back next year and do your masters." I thought, oh, why not?
Honestly, bro, that's beautiful.
Hard
Accidental
out.
masters. Oh, the sound
Yeah.
of that, bro.
Now I'm just in
that's
too deep, bro.
And too deep.
too much time. Already
I
put
can't
in
get
your
out now, eh?
10,000 hours.
Yeah.
Accidental masters, whānau. Ooh,
Crazy. And how does
that is-
how does your gaming side fit into it? Like, how did you get into it? Like, or how do you balance it with uni or with your masters or
does it
PhD?
feed it at all?
Yeah.
I'm honestly an awful student. I've never been a good student. I've just been. I'm good at passing tests. I'm good at, smashing out assignments the night before.
Oh,
I'm
no.
just not a good student. I'm not a good
I
role
feel
model when
ya.
it comes to
Yeah,
that. and I think I'm fortunate that I've got a mind that works well with the system.
Yeah.
But I know
Bro,
most
You're
people.
telling me I should go for a master's. That's what I'm hearing. I do like to do the 2-hour assignment that I had a month for.
It's
Inspired, bro. Inspired.
yeah, I've just got really bad habits. But it means I've got extra time that other people in similar positions might not have
Yeah.
because they work differently to the way I do.
Yeah,
I'm
we
pretty
all
good
work
at
differently, yeah.
thinking about a kaupapa while I'm gaming or something, and then
Yeah.
Proper.
even though I've spent 2
Yeah.
weeks procrastinating when I come to
Gaming.
when I come to the tuhi or whatever, I've got it all kind of rehearsed in my brain just from
Just going over,
doing
yeah.
something else,
So do you reckon the gaming is like gives you like low key cues as well? Like it reminds you of something that you're thinking of, like you do something over. Say you go around in Bani, you get jumped, and it reminds you of like something that you're thinking of. Like, does the gaming re-trip your memory or anything? Because I find that in some games, like I can remember like what program I was watching, like what part of it was on, like when certain things happen. Does that happen to you at all?
Not so much, not that I can think of off the top of my head, but I think definitely just sometimes it's good to remove yourself from just hard out intensive focus on a kaupapa, but still thinking about it, so that it's when you have to recall it in an exam or whatever. Yeah, even if your mind wanders to when you're playing Tekken the other night, you're still thinking about that same kaupapa, so you kind of
So you trick your
Bro,
mind
that's
into always thinking
interesting.
of it. Yeah, that's a psychological trick from the sounds of it.
Man, I want to learn how to do that. I play so much. I procrast the game. We need. Well, I've never heard that one before. I'm going to start using it. I'm stealing it. I'm sorry,
That's a
Dusty.
game. Yeah, that's stolen. Hashtag procrastinating.
I wish I
All
would
you
be
need
able
to
to do
do,
that.
Choco, is while you're playing Val, just tell everyone about the laws that they don't want to hear about, and then
True.
when
I'm
you're
already
playing-
getting server muted from my squad. They can just server mute me again. But
So
you have a whole
interesting. Yeah.
you have a whole community, eh, bro? And you guys play like all sorts of games. And like do you guys do like scrim type gaming in the games that you play, Dusty?
yeah, so I mean, I've mostly just been playing Spellbreak these days. And one of the things we did with that was there was a period this year where I couldn't stream. I had to move back to the parents' place for a couple of weeks, so I spent that time writing some code and doing some math for a ranked system for within the community.
Wow.
And so when I came back, I started hosting those games and getting people involved and letting that work as our own matchmaker, so we didn't have to rely on the game to match us, which was
that's
always
right.
weird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I remember
Spellbreak just
dropping
got a
your stream.
5v5, eh?
Yeah.
I just got a 5v5 mode, and we're running in that.
Yeah, so we did that, and then we turned it into a interactive Discord bot, so people can just come into the
that's
Discord,
dope.
So
click
Yeah.
a button,
through custom.
and it'll all matchmake us based on skill level, so anyone can really come in, no matter how
What do
good
they
or
call
bad
it?
they are. It'll try and balance the teams.
Sort of like Elo based there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
need
the
to
current,
teach Blizzard how to do that, bro. They're horrible.
I'd say Overwatch is probably one of the best ranked systems I've played. So I think Blizzard know how to do some things, but
I feel like I'm put with people like I don't belong there. No, they're too good. Oh, yeah. Bro, tell us about your Overwatch journey, like, and explain to us, because you play it down. So, from what I understand, you reached GM, or was it like top
Yeah.
500?
I've licked top 500 a couple times.
Nice.
Yeah.
So just to give people an understanding, I think if you reach Diamond, you're like top 10% in the world. Is that all?
Wow.
I think GM is top 1%, or even I think maybe Masters is top 3% and GM's top.
Just
1
an
or
idea
something
for
like that.
chat. it's your normal bronze to gold plat, then diamond, masters, GM, and then you're playing with the big boys.
So like cracked, just cracked.
Yeah. So how did I don't know. I remember this is how I got into Overwatch. Was I got really drunk at my mate's place. I woke up hungover the next day,
As all good stories start. As all the
And-
good stories start. Yep.
and he was like, "Oh, you should jam this game. I reckon you'd be good at it." And I was
Mm.
like, "The hell is this cartoon crap?" Go in
Fair call. Yep, fair
go
call.
in with my Call of Duty background. And I was like, bro, I don't know what to play. It's just like, oh, just play Soldier 76. He's basically Call of Duty.
Yeah.
In my first game, I, just rolled everyone because it's first game and half the people at level 1 don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
He's just like,
Yeah.
Stand in front of the Ana and just left, right, they can't hit you.
oh,
Yeah.
Ana wasn't even in the game back then, bro.
Oh, yo, shit.
This was
Early days.
like the day after it came out. I was like, oh,
Oh.
this game's actually fun. I went home straight away, bought it on my way home. Just started jamming it on the old PS4 and got to top 500 that first season after it came out, playing Zenyatta.
And
'Cause-
even,
because he was at the time the worst hero in the game.
yeah.
I was like, right, I'm gonna
I've
play this
heard
one
the
because I know
legends.
he's
The
gonna get
legends.
buffed.
Yeah.
I know he's gonna get buffed and he's gonna be real good. And sure
Okay.
enough, end of season he gets buffed and then suddenly everyone needs a Zen player. And I'm the only dumbass that was playing it. So
Yeah,
minute.
my plan has
The
come
hype is
through
real.
fruition. Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
So Dusty, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're someone who's experienced competitive gaming scene here in Aotearoa. Can you tell us a bit about that?
yeah, I mean, I've done a little bit of competitive gaming here and there, just particularly with Overwatch. I somehow got pulled into a open division team, which is anyone can sign up. But typically the winners, the top teams go on to contenders and contenders trials, which is the tier 2 pro scene. And this team that was just a ragtag bunch of absolute idiots that would, we didn't practice, we didn't play to the meta, we didn't do anything, we just played what we wanted to play and hope for the best. And we just started winning every game. And then we started going up against the contenders teams and stuff like that, and we'd still be winning games and performing and keeping it close. Sometimes we'd win, sometimes we'd lose against these, top teams in OCE. who are just like, oh,
Organized
shit.
teams that have practices on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones that actually have strategies. We're just like, oh,
So
we're actually
you were
not
just
bad.
relying on heavily on natural talent. More
Natural talent. Yeah, instinct.
Well, I think we like when everyone has a good understanding of the game, you kind of know what will and won't work.
Yeah.
You don't have to, always
Practice
play
too much.
everything perfectly and
Yeah.
do everything.
As
But as long
you're
as
fast enough to outrun your mistakes.
Yeah.
sometimes it's not about playing what's best, but what you're best at.
Ooh, shit. Quote of the day.
Yo.
Sometimes it's not.
And so
Sorry,
it's
can you repeat
really-
that? I'm gonna write it.
So, yes, it's,
Yeah,
I like to
that
think
deserves
it's-
to be unpacked soon, one day.
Yeah, it does. Hard out, Whakatoki.
Nakatoki,
Yeah.
Pride, can you translate that so it sounds like or extra Whakatoki like, bro? Yeah. Got us.
And is that how you came across like Nazi Gaming and Carnage and Taikawa, or how did you find NG?
So, being Aitahu, I've been involved with a few kaupapa. Taikawa's auntie works at the Whare Wānanga and is always up my ass, getting me to do things. And so I'm pretty sure his brothers who I was friends with on Facebook because I was on a hideout with them once. They kept retweeting his streams or reposting his streams or whatever.
Mm.
I was like, oh yeah, that's Mary doing the games. That's I hit him up. I was
Let's
like,
go.
"Chat, what's the
Uh,
haps?"
I like how you're so blasé about the kaupapa. It's like,
Oh.
yeah. But no, that's cool. It's so cool. So just coming back to this kaupapa Māori and your involvement there. Have there been any instrumental people that have been a part of your Dao Māori journey?
Or any specific people?
Yeah, any specific people?
Oh, I mean, I guess whānau,
Yeah.
yeah, obviously mum and dad. Also, my nan, particularly on dad's side, she was quite influential down here and on Taipotini,
Always
involved
the
with all
nans,
the
eh?
Māori
Hard.
Women's
The
Welfare League,
nans.
all that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so because I was her first moko that was te reo Māori from the get go and put into kohanga reo. And so, she was like, right, let's,
Yeah.
drag this one along to everything.
So you were Nanny's boy too, bro?
Oh,
In a way?
as much as as much as the next one.
Yeah, but I'll play.
I fully get that.
Yeah,
Such a
resonate
nice
well.
girl. Hard out.
Yeah. Shout out to all the nans.
Cool,
You
yeah.
don't do the my nan can beat up your nan? No.
Honestly, top tier. Like, yeah.
So what kind of things did nan take you to, bro? Because if you were lucky enough to be born in the Waikato, you get to go to all the pokais. So what have we got down there?
Oh, I ended up in just all sorts of random stuff, and with Dad's mahi as a tohunga whakairo, he was doing the whare, our whare down on the coast. So yeah, Nan would be there with me doing tukutuku panels. Yeah, this was
Beautiful.
back when I was
Yep.
8, 9, something like that. For our whare down in Southwest Land. And, we'd be chatting along and doing that. You'd go collect all the stuff. You'd go up the river for some pounamu. You'd do all of the ngaitahu things, I guess.
Oh, wow.
And then towards the end of her life, she made me, knowing I didn't want to do it, made me do manu kōrero and those kind of things as well. She's like, "No, you have to. You can speak it. You better well use it." So yeah, doing those things
Yeah.
as well. But that was never my thing. To,
Yeah.
But I am, capable of doing it because I was pushed into it. So that's always handy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that ends up being, part of your arsenal as well.
Did it ever get to a point for you where it was like too much and like you didn't want to deal with all of that or any of that pressure in terms of kaupapa and you just wanted to be your own person?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Particularly, as someone who's in the sciences at a Pākehā institution, as I'm pretty sure the only Māori PhD student or postgrad student even within my department that I know of.
Wow.
It ends up being, quite a lot on me. And even when there were a couple other Māori students in there, they don't have the reo and they didn't have the same upbringing. So it still ends up coming back to those that do, and at the end of the day, if I don't step up, who's going to? And are they going to do a good job?
Mm.
And it's that added pressure of it's not my job, but if I don't, who will, and what will it look like?
Bit of a catch-22,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so to speak. Yeah. Koya is like you don't want to feel obligated to take on the role, but at the same time you are worried about who the other person is that will take on the role, whether or not they're going to do a good job with it. Because if not, next, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I don't.
And what?
It's cool.
Sorry. What other things do you enjoy? Like, what do you do outside of like gaming and your PhD? Like, what kind of other hobbies do you have or
You
enjoy
think
doing?
there's time for other hobbies?
Yeah. True. That's so true.
Sure, you
I-
have them.
I used to play quite a lot of sports, particularly in high school and stuff.
Yeah.
I've trimmed down the several sports to
Yeah.
basketball every now and then. Used to do a lot more. Played league for years until I was 18-ish, and then I realized I'd have to play against grown men, and I still hadn't finished growing, and I was like 50 kgs and 170 centimeters. I don't think it was a good mix. Stocked up a bit and got a bit bigger now, and probably could get back into it, but I think I've had enough knee injuries for one lifetime, so I might
feel that.
hold out.
And that one, and no.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And besides Stanford, bro, like over in the US, where else have you been traveled to?
So just trying to think. I did my first international conference in Montana in 2018.
Damn.
And then while I was over there, visited my cousin over in Chicago.
Yeah.
He's playing soccer over there. For their major league team. So that was mean. Just went over there and annoyed him.
And these conferences, are these like United Nation vibe conferences or?
Sciencey conferences. I don't know. A bunch of nerds talk about science.
That's dope.
Be
I would.
anything. That could be any. Yeah. Nerds do that
know.
all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny that, because once upon a time, you know, 9 times out of 10 you would be insulted for being the stereotypical nerd. But then coming into this generation, you know, I guess people aspire to becoming their person. We're definitely in a generation that defies the status quo, so to speak.
I was just about to say, aren't we a bunch of nerds just having a bit of a cordial?
Cool, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I like that you pointed that out, eh? Because like, even the nerds, like you just said, you played a lot of sports too. So, did those old stereotypes ever apply to New Zealand? Do you reckon?
I don't even know. I think if anything, I was part of that transition period. You know, that late millennial thing. I'm not quite that.
Yeah.
A wee ways away from Gen Z, but I think at that point it's pretty cool to be a nerd. But there is still, you still had the same stereotypes. But
Yeah. Yeah,
like,
I agree.
Yeah, so it's like one more thing I might add to that. Like, was any of us here the kid that stayed home and played too much bases or watched too much TV that your parents made you do sports? And then by that sort of smashing that stereotype, because I know I had to. No.
Nah, so yeah, I grew up playing sports like pretty much like Dustyy. Like I didn't start gaming until I met my boyfriend, and then I was like, oh my god, these guys are so freaking cool. Why didn't I hang out with like people like this when I was younger? You know, that's my kind of vibes. I feel like I missed out on so much gaming.
Yeah,
Like,
but then you
if that
got
makes
so
sense.
much to look forward to as well. Well,
Yeah, that's the thing. I get to start like new games like from the beginning, which I guess is cool. And like all the old games, you know how you guys were talking about Final Fantasy and stuff like that. Then I can play them and catch up.
I think, we just spent all the sunny days outside, and if it was wet and cold, we were gaming hard.
So
Oh, nice.
yeah, Dustyy bro. What are the chances of getting you to coach NG Overwatch team, bro?
Oh, mama noiho, bro. Easy.
Let's
The game is
go.
just like, it's So what I used to do for money back in like 2017 or even late 2016 until like 2018 was I'd boost accounts in Overwatch for money, bro.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Straight up.
Do what you need to
Yeah,
do. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't tell Blizzard that, but yeah, I had a few mates that just be like, "Oh, bro, buy you a box if you give me the diamond tonight." It's like, "Oh yeah, easy."
Yeah, because I've
I,
seen, yeah,
5 hours of
I've seen
gaming
people
and
go from 0 to like masters in like one session.
it used to be a lot easier as well because it used to be if you got on a win streak, you just start climbing real quick. They got rid of that mechanic, so you can't abuse it as much. But you know, if I was playing in
Nice.
gold, I'd win every game because I'm a GM player in gold. But then you know you start to get to the point somewhere in the middle of the grind where it gets a bit harder, and you might win some, lose some. But
Yeah.
if you build a big win streak back in the day, yeah, you could get through Platinum Diamond in 2 or 3 games each, and you just straight through because you just keep winning them. Can't do that anymore, but those were the days.
What a cool way
Then
to
you
end a
had
box.
some, yeah. Then you got some pretty solid choices back there for solo carries, eh? Like even if the team was a bit, you could do things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was a Zenyatta one trick basically until I think season 3, and then I made an alt account, a Smurf as you will, and I called it it was XX Torb God 69
Yeah.
XX, like any
Yeah.
good Smurf is.
Best name.
And so all I played was Torbjorn, and then I accidentally got that account to Masters just playing Torbjorn. I was like, oh shit,
Why the hate
Hates
for
to
Torb?
me.
how how'd I do this?
Why
This
the
was
hate?
this was way back when Torb sucked. Like it was
Oh.
awful.
Do you
And
love
then
those why you're dead ulti plays though?
that was the way back in the day.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, oh, maybe I can play other characters. And so I just started learning all the new characters as they came out. And I think I'm at the point now where I could play at least 3 or 4 characters in each role at a master's level. But
Oh, nice, because some roles only have about 5 now.
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Nice,
Dusty, so where did it all start for you, Maury?
Where did it all start?
First console.
First console was a
Bro, I got a name for this part, bro. It's your gaming fucker bro. What is
Yeah.
your gaming fucker? we can make that a bit. Yo, same question, Dusty, bro. What's your gaming fucker?
So I do remember this as it was a while ago, but my cousin gave us his Super Nintendo with old
nice.
Super Mario Bros. I would have been
Yeah.
maybe 3.
Oh.
And so we jammed that until we got a PlayStation 1. And then it was all about that Tekken 3, bro, or Tekken 2 at the time, and then Tekken 3 when it came out.
That's a solid fucker, bro. Super Nintendo games. What do you have?
I think the only one that I can... Oh, we might have had Mario and maybe Mega Man. I can't even remember. I can't even remember, bro. It was so long ago.
Yeah.
I know it was definitely a lot of Mario that we played. Me and mostly my older sister. And then yeah, onto the PlayStation and then Game Boy and Pokemon and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, no, it's just been gaming hard.
No.
You've actually got
life,
a
basically.
you've actually got an Ombre on there, but no one can actually see it in camera. That's why I brought my SP on. So we can vibe.
So you started in the early days with the old Pokemon as well, bro?
Yeah, I had blue. My older brother had red, and yeah, we
Starter
used to-
choice?
I think it was Charmander back then. Probably still is these days. I think
Probably still is.
OG ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I had read. I just remember going over to mates, getting the link cable, and then
Yeah,
it
well-
was us, man. Trades on. Trades on. Did you? Hey, question. Did you
Yeah.
ever catch Mew?
Mew. Nah.
Yes.
I did the old Masingo,
Yeah, I had them.
the old Haxway, but that was the only way I was getting Mew, bro.
Yeah. getting your Pokemon
Nothing
up to
legit around here.
255 with
Do
the
the
apples, mate. Yep.
yeah, do the teleport one. Did
Or
you
the
do the
old-
teleport method?
No, you remember
Yeah.
the old SSN
Yeah.
things back in the day where they say,
Look under the truck.
look under the truck and you find
Under the truck. Yeah.
all of those ones.
Oh, the lies.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
So
Good.
yeah, carry on, boss. So we got to Game Boy.
Tekken? You mentioned
A
Tekken.
lot of Tekken back in the day.
Yeah.
I think then Dad got us an Xbox the day it came out, the original one.
OG one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Had a bit of Dead or Alive on there, and
Yep.
That was my last version I played of Dead or Alive that I liked.
Dead or Alive 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked that game, but I didn't like the other ones after that.
The
Then-
ones that- yeah.
Yeah, we just had all sorts of random games. Even got a Wii at some point.
Wow.
Jam
So
the old Wii
pretty much
squads.
every generation since you were part of, bro.
bro,
Um,
did you guys play Buzz? Frick, that was cool. Did you guys get Buzz? Is it just me on my own vibe?
PlayStation 2?
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty sure.
Yeah. But jeez, what was it?
Sorry, I interrupted.
Yeah, I had the old iToy, bro, with the old "What are the ninjas?"
Oh, I remember that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing that drunk on New Year's, not a good idea, fam.
Probably not.
Not a good idea, fam.
Mm.
Yo, so you had the good upbringing with the old Super Nintendo, nice.
Yeah. So your father was a gamer as well, correct?
Oh, not really.
Mm.
I think he just liked new toys. He'd play it once and then not play it again.
Love that.
Mm.
Man. Oh,
Oh.
I broke my
So,
Jack
did you
Street.
tattoo with any of the consoles?
Um,
I-
the only time I did was the old Red Ring of Death for the 360. Had a tattoo to fix that.
And do you get into like did you say coding there? Are you into that kind of buzz or?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we coded the Discord bot for competitive Spellbreak for OC.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you guys did that for OCE, like?
Yeah, I did that.
Oh, that's.
But yeah, I for the PhD mahi, a lot of the I work with a lot of big data, and so it's a lot easier to just write some scripts to automate all the processes and handling of the data.
If anything's gonna take longer than X amount of time, just do a script. Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, my coding is pretty limited, but
Yeah, you have
yeah.
an idea.
Yeah.
of what-
I
Pretty
know
much
how to
just learn it on the
manipulate
fly.
numbers. And,
Yeah.
bro, Stack Overflow works. Just,
Yeah.
I'll teke te tuawha, teke te kūkara.
Yeah, kuia.
I think I'm getting to the point where I can, see what you have a problem in front of you, and you fix it. That's all
I
you're
think
doing.
one of my strengths when it comes to learning is finding solutions and researching solutions. And I
Nice.
think that's a more important skill for anyone that's learning anything. It's just being able to figure out
Research.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's so important.
know what questions to ask. And so
Sad inquisitive
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
and then
Got a
you
big-
retain some things.
Yeah.
The rest
Yeah.
you copy paste.
Cool.
Yep.
So, do you do like Total Recall kind of like memorizing, or do you just do like, as you said, just research and retain some of what you've researched? If that makes sense. Sorry, because I Total Recall when I study, so I just wanted just for my own personal.
What does it mean?
kind of just, I don't even know what it means, but kind of just like almost like copy and paste, would you say? Or like specific, like almost like flashcards. So ask a question and you answer it.
I think the way I do it is I will remember things like that to the point where I understand it and can
Apply it,
Yeah.
it in whatever way.
and if you don't need to apply it again, it just goes. Woof.
Oh, straight up.
Yeah.
Same.
Learn it, unlearn it, just for your problem, yeah.
Yeah, if I'm cramming, it'll just be that recall memorization. Just I think for exams like particularly NCA, so I think NCA is awful. That's how they want you to do it. Is they want that total recall,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so a lot of what we teach high school students is to memorize things in that way. But then as you get older and move
Yeah.
on, that's not the way.
Yes.
It works for some things, but if you're able to actually understand why you're doing it that way or why that's the case, you're actually going to be able to use it more effectively anyway.
Yeah.
Mm.
I get that.
So
basically, you're like just memorizing a bunch of rules, but you don't really know how to apply anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Like,
just memorizing a bunch of stuff and not. Yeah.
For the coding example, I might, I know exactly how to take this text file and reformat it that way.
Yeah.
But then I know exactly how to do it with that particular setup that I had, but if I don't know how to then take it to the next one and apply it slightly differently to do the next job, then what good is it?
Yeah. I think it comes up when you learn it too. So when you're doing the exercise and examples, boom, easy peasy.
Yeah.
But when you got your own work, you're like, can I even recreate that?
Yeah.
So I tend to personally end up like taking an example and then doing what I want it to do. So just a bastardizing version of it.
Yeah. I think doing that outside of school stuff for random projects has helped me actually understand stuff better than when I was doing it for schoolwork or whatever.
The other thing I might say about schoolwork, a lot of times the examples are so uninteresting. I so don't care about why what's his face has all those watermelons, who buys that many watermelons, and why does he need code? Like, I don't care.
Yeah, Johnny has $1.82 in the bank.
Yeah.
Oh, Johnny's poor, bro.
Johnny's broke, bro. Johnny needs a job.
How'd Johnny get in here?
Damn. Oh, New South again. Are you New South or Queensland supporter, guys?
That's
don't care.
That's not the real score, is it? Don't come in here with that. See, this is about Dustyy today, not about that, but if it is, no.
So, Dustyy is someone who's done mahi wakaako with rangatai. Pros and cons, bro. Like, what experiences have you found working with rangatai?
So my experiences are fairly limited to teaching pūtaiao to year 12s, I think, year 12s, or lecturing first or third year university students. And I don't even know, like it's so dependent on the student. But yeah, at the kura when I was teaching those year 12s, it was completely different for each student that I had. So it's hard to really take anything away except for the fact that it needs to be, you need to be thinking about which student you've got in front of you, which I think particularly in larger mainstream schools is not something that can be achieved by those kaiako.
Do you think teaching in this current age is just as institutionalized now as what it was, like, say, back when you were younger, or even before that?
I'm not too sure. I don't have enough experience to really speak to that. I just know that I had some shocking teachers in those last couple years at the mainstream kura. That's all I'll say, bro. I had a English teacher tell me at the end of the school year that I was the worst student she'd ever had the displeasure of teaching.
Wow.
I was like,
She had the audacity to tell you that.
and I had merits and excellences in her class. She just didn't like that I talked back and asked questions when she wasn't expecting anyone to
Oh,
talk
not
back or ask
the old.
questions.
Oh,
Mm.
And so, you know, I had an attitude. I was like, no, I don't. You've got an attitude. And
you
I
had
did-
an
You tell her.
And I'd say things like that because I was at a kura kaupapa where you'd have those, you know, at the kura, you'd have those conversations with the kayako. It was
Oh,
back
yeah.
and forth.
Yeah.
Whereas
yeah.
for this kayako, it was straight at you.
Yeah.
And you absorb what I say,
Yeah.
no questions asked. And so, yeah,
No.
I got in trouble with a couple for doing that. But then the science teachers, they love it when you ask questions, so they were fine with
They
it.
do, yeah.
See, that's the beauty of working in Māori music and kura, or even learning in Māori music kura, is the holistic, way of communicating. So, because for a lot of Māori kaiako, they develop a mindset where they can honestly admit they don't know everything.
Yeah.
And so when they get into those discussions, especially with their tauira, it starts turning into a wānanga. But that's the beauty of wānanga. And with a lot of mainstream teachers these days, you can't teach an old kuri news tricks. So mindsets are going to be stuck in those paradigms like like they have been since ancient times, I guess. But yeah, it's really interesting to see, like, because you're still young yourself, and you're having the opportunity to impart your knowledge to rangatahi as well. So you're probably looking at monsters and saying, yeah, no, once upon a time I was you too. So yeah.
I think that's one of the challenging things, particularly when I'm lecturing at uni. There's quite a lot of that imposter syndrome that comes through when you're looking at people that are, I think at this stage the youngest ones are only going to be 5 years younger maybe, or 5 or 6 years younger than me, and the oldest ones are probably older than me, and I'm meant to be sitting here talking about this kaupapa. You feel like, oh shit.
But it's also remembering as well that, okay, there's a reason why you're there. It's like you know your shit. That's why you're there.
Yeah, accident or not, bro, you still did the mahi to get there.
Hard.
Oh,
Have heaps of respect for the mahi you put in. And
do you sometimes feel like your personal values get in the way of your capacity to teach? Or to lecture in uni?
So, well, for the lecturing stuff, that was a good opportunity that was brought to me by my supervisor, who said, we need to revamp this course. Do you want me to pay you to do it, and you rewrite the material for this section, because it's white as at the moment and we need to splash in some color. That's essentially what it came down to.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they're taking us to approach. So
Wasn't quite so much. It was the reason why she brought it to me was so that it wasn't a tokenistic.
oh, nice.
selection.
That's
Oh,
awesome. Yeah.
So,
It was like, what I asked Choco the last time she was on, she was doing law, and like, how does it clash? Because usually law clashes with your Te Ao Māori. But then science as well, does that clash at all, or does that reaffirm things? Does it? Did your degrees clash at all, or yeah?
Yeah, I mean, there's overlapping ideas in whakaaro. And I mean, working in the conservation and genetic space, we throw around buzzwords like kaitiakitanga all the time in the conservation space. It might mean a different thing to the greenies than it does to the Māori, but here no, the word's still there.
Yeah.
And the whakaaro is kind of there. When it comes to the genetic stuff, whakapapa, easy, mama noiho. And so sometimes you're able to weave things in quite smoothly, and then other times it's not so clear what the tikanga might be and how you might approach a certain situation. And so I think part of the challenge is trying to navigate that space, particularly when there aren't many others that are there to lead the way. You know, could count on one hand the number of Maori people in my field that are you know, have their PhDs
Might be
in
able
it.
to link, yeah. They might be able to make the connection.
Yeah, and even
Yeah.
then, it's usually kind of in my field, kind of to the side.
Yeah.
And so it's
So,
a lot of it is just trying to figure it out as we go.
so in that sense, in terms of consultation for Te Taha Pūtaiao for yourself, is there a committee there that you do consult with, for extra support or extra guidance around tikanga Māori and Te Taha Pūtaiao or science, or is it pretty much you just you using utilizing your own whakaaro to find that breakthrough?
So the way we've approached our mahi, at least, because I work with some of our taonga species, I will be, quite frequently talking with mana whenua from our Arohe here in Ōtautahi. And the thing is, I grew up across the road from the marae, so I was just asking the bro, okay, what do you think? How do you think we should do this? And he's like, and he'll just be like, oh, bro, I don't know. What do you think? You're the one doing it. And so we have a slight back and forth, and
Yeah.
usually just go with what we think. But at the end of the day, when we're working with a field that's so new,
Yeah.
there are no tikanga there before that we can refer to. We have to
Yeah.
adapt and
Path the way yourselves.
and figure it out ourselves. And I actually wrote a paper on basically this exact thing: is how do we bring in those kaupapa Māori whakaaro into genomic research of our taonga species.
Beautiful.
And a lot of the whole premise of the whole thing, the whole kōrero was, there is no tikanga set in stone.
Yeah.
Back in the day, our tupuna weren't working with gigabytes of data
Yeah.
and those kind of things, and
Can we have access to
all
that?
those kind of things.
Do we have...
You can find it if you search hard enough.
Okay, cool. I'll search for. I'll actually lose it, but I'll DM you just in case if I forget. Like if I can't find it, and be like, "Hey, surely." I'd love to read it, man.
I think the same can be said in terms of what the whānau are trying to achieve here in Ngāti Gaming. In terms of the development of Ngāti Gaming's own tikonga and kawa in Te Ao Hangaru, which you've been a part of, almost since the beginning of this kaupapa. And it's been really awesome to see that too. You've been a proactive member in terms of helping out with Te Tahareo in Ngāti Gaming. When we were piloting the Te Reo Māori classes for our tauira. And just recently moving up into Ariki status, where you should have rightfully been like a long time ago. Took you long enough,
Agreed.
but no mai hoki. Yeah, so I guess in a way, Dustyy, you're leading the way for a lot of new kawa and new tikanga to be born in new spaces for Te Ao Māori. Yeah,
Maybe.
and-
That's don't say it like that though.
Oh no.
I think it's a team effort with many people
Koia.
all around the board, and I think it's just being open to saying I don't know, because
That's the hard thing, though. But
don't-
yeah,
shouldn't be.
it shouldn't be. Yeah, you're right. But a lot of people really cannot say when I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've had enough people humble me when they just rip me a new one and say you don't know. anything.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
sad. Yep.
And so oh no,
Yeah.
there's a yeah, sad
Yeah.
maybe, but tika, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember a kurereo when I was high school age. I said something and then Timothy karete, oh, kei te he. No. Yeah.
Mm.
Whakatika, get it right or piss off
Really?
was the kind of attitude. Get it right. You can do it. It was, you know,
I hear.
yeah. Oh no, it was all a positive thing. But he had,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
he'd always. It was
Yeah.
more of a joking thing because I think he understood that I would take that in stride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, he was a crack up. He'd always just, you know, crack those little jokes, and you never knew what he was saying in Māori or English because his reo in both languages is so up there, out of this world. But you know, those kind of interactions with tohunga and those kind of fields,
Those mātanga reo.
yeah.
Gee. No, fully understand
think-
you, bro.
Matua was going to send a message to that. No.
Yeah.
I felt the outrage. What? No.
God boy. So with all of this, the whole package, Dustyy, I've got rangatahi that watch the second boil. You know, they always aspire towards looking at who these people are in these kaupapa and what they're trying to, or what they're aspiring to. What words of advice or wisdom can you give our rangatahi for the next generation?
I don't know if I've got any words that I'd consider wisdom, but advice maybe just to
share with us some experience that may help them.
yeah, I mean, I think things are different even you know 10 years ago when I was starting out at uni to now.
Yeah.
It's quite a different experience for tauira Māori, so I don't know if those same experiences are there, but I think just be prepared to be asked too much of. Yeah, be prepared to have extra loads thrown on you just because you're Māori, or particularly if you've, you know, been brought up within Te Ao Māori, then you're screwed, you know. But you don't have to take it on.
Yeah.
Understand that you can say no and learn to say no sooner rather than later. Otherwise, you end up doing a master's on accident. You can't
Are
say
we
no.
trying to avoid a master's? I don't understand.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I do
Yeah, I get
resonate
that.
with that message, though. No is a perfectly viable answer to things.
Yeah.
Whānau.
Hard out. That's good. I reckon that's good. That is straight wisdom.
That is.
I've like recently had to learn how to like set boundaries with people in my life, and it's freaking hard as an adult because I'm so used to saying yes. So
Mhm.
definitely, yeah, some great words.
Actually,
Yeah, bro.
we've got the pātai that's in chat at the moment. So
What would you
I'm gonna
tell
put it in a,
us? Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna put it in a real interesting way. What would you say to the younger you?
The younger me.
Besides buy Bitcoin or whatever.
You know, I'm nearly tempted to say, drop out of uni, go pro in Overwatch.
Let's go. Let's go.
How much money they make over there?
I know.
Right.
Hard. Yeah.
But you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I know enough to give any good advice to my younger self.
No, I think that
I'd
was a
I'd probably just fuck it up harder.
Yeah.
Nah, it's all good. Going pro in Overwatch is all good. Fuck, they cracked the money. Honestly, I wish NZ got into like competitive gaming earlier.
We're
Personally.
always late to the scene.
Yeah, yeah,
It's almost over by the time we make it, but we'll get there, eh? Hey,
yeah.
boys?
We'll get there.
We'll
We'll
get
get
there.
there.
It's just that ping delay, bro.
Yeah.
Go on again.
Yeah, it just proves the point, eh? We're still late, even
Just
in the
lagging.
game.
It's just lag.
We're a full 100 ms behind. Oh my goodness. What-
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's so true. Late to the scene, but make the most impact. Let's go, Taikawa.
Cool, yeah.
Yes, most impact. Bro, I'm legit looking forward to the day when the Ngati Gaming team rips a fat haka on a stage, eh? Boom.
Harder.
It'll be hearty as.
Oh, I wish the New Zealand team would have done that for Overwatch at BlizzCon. It would have just been the most awkward haka ever, but would have been cool.
Yeah, would have been cool.
Oh,
Would have been dope.
it wouldn't be like the 1950s All Blacks haka, would it?
Oh, or the 2000s Tall Blacks.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I would have been more interested in the Hakari afterwards. So, yeah. So, Kapai, let's see, who wants this one? Rock, paper, scissors?
Ready? Rock. Wait, go. Rock, paper, scissors. Go! You got it.
Kapai,
Oh.
actually,
Hey,
it's all yours.
all yours.
Oh, you didn't even do it on time. Fuck.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you said rock, paper, scissors, go, and then you just looked at what I had and went, Should have went, nah. So, Dustyy, oh, you know, before I do this, like, the big, or Totahi, bro, they put out some talent. Y'all are making moves down there. So, yeah, oh, yo, you've got, you got old Cookie Monster down there doing his thing. You got old Adrak, but Nai Tohu are just doing things. Good.
Hard out.
Anyway, back to the question, Dustyy. Your favorite food, bro. So what would you, give up a plate of, push it aside for this thing here? What is it?
Yeah, I don't even know. Why? Bro,
Still mama over the cheeseburger.
Hard out.
oh, I think like when I think about food when I was younger, on the marae in particular, it would be the bloody fry bread.
The Nakui. Good answer.
You can put anything in it too, so that's a
Hey.
cheat. Yeah. But
Yeah, so that's a smart one. But I'd load up on the bread and not eat anything else. 'Cause,
you didn't want to
Yeah.
put the cabbage boil up in it, bowl.
oh, yeah, I didn't mind the watercress and stuff. I was a bit of a fussy eater when I was younger.
But the fried bread was the go-to, eh?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, I used to think I was fussy, and then I moved out and I realized that Pākehā people are so much worse. The actual fussy. I was just fussy for a Māori.
There's spectrums there, eh, bro?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Ngā mihi ki ngā kaitunu parao parai.
Oh, actually- I gotta change my answer
Oh, here we
to the auntie's steam pudding.
go. Thank you. There's always that particular one, eh?
It has to be that one auntie, eh? Specific.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's special.
Mm,
Yeah.
hard
Just
to.
because you know the bro just can't go get a fried bread, it's a specific auntie's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah.
Mm.
Nah, mean. So, steam pudding. Just the steam pudding, or is there stuff
Oh,
with the steam pudding?
Some
bro?
cream.
Cream, let's go.
That's all you need.
Yeah. And friend, if you like dry steam pudding.
Hard out.
A friend block.
Awesome taste. Kapai. So, Dustyy, before we finish up, my bro, do you have anyone that you would like to do a mihi to? Shout out to any people?
Oh, just whānau, the Ngāti Gaming whānau, all of Takawa and Te Māori for setting it all up and carrying us in the way they have. and then to all
Oh,
of the Araki team as well who have been coming in and supporting that load. All of that good stuff. Yeah, that'll do. And to you fellas for doing what you do.
Tēnā koe.
Yeah, it's been mahi.
Amihi, bro.
Aini Choco.
Let's go. Yeah, just want to say thanks, Dustyy, man. I've learned a lot, man, just about you and just in general. Might need to, actually think about why I'm studying the things I am instead of just trying to memorize it. And just suss the exam. Old habits, eh? I'm just gonna say that. But yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I'm a bad student as well. No worries. But thanks for coming on, bro. It's been an awesome kōrero. Learned heaps about you. Thanks again, Matua and Axie. And of course, chat, bro. You guys went off. Thanks for the raids. We appreciate you guys so much, and thank you all. Over to you, Axie.
Mean. I'll do what I usually do. I'll start off with our guest, bro. Shout for coming through and sharing a bit about yourself, bro. You've been I've enjoyed this kōrero a lot, and probably one of the most humblest guys we've had on yet, bro. Accidental Masters of Doom. As for shoutouts, like those bad students, bro, I'm one of them. Shout out if you're one of those talk back, ask questions, leave things for the last minute, and still make it. Shout out to you, bad students, quote unquote. I mean, there's a lot of us out there, but when you have a look, just what's possible, even for a bad student, accidental master. So that's something that I'm going to keep talking about because, bro, that's mean. That's like a huge example. So back around to Dustyy. Chat, as usual, you can come through and showing us the support, and just your input is invaluable. We might not react to everything, but we are reading it. It does help us think of what we're going to ask next, as this is a small amount of time. Co-hosts, shot co-hosts. I mean, where would I be? Like, I wouldn't be on here if it wasn't for Matua. And with Choco coming in with her whakaaro and lightening the load for us, shot for coming through, and I'm just happy to have you with us. And last one, Tahi for bringing through all these talented peeps. I gotta give a shout out, y'all. Can't forget. I went to the Nans, and I'll pass it on to Matua. Do you got a bolt?
Dustyy. Ka tuku ngā mihi ki a koe e te kaita. Nau anō e whakapauka ana kia mahi a koe anō i au mahi. Hākua ngā taumahatanga, hākua ngā hihi kua takai ki runga i ōpaka hiwi. He te mutunga ho te wā, ko koe tēnā e whakatauira atu i runga i au ake wawata. Ka taia te titiki ai, ka taia koe ki te whai te tikaurangi. Mō ake hua. Ka tuku i ngā mihi ki a koe mō tērā. O tira kia whai whakaro hoki mō mātua. Me rātou e poipoi ana i a koe kia pua waite e koe hei māngai mō tō whānau. O tira mō te iwi o kaitahu. Hākua e noho kumara ana koe hei te mutunga o te wā. Kei te mā tiro te toko maha i au mahi. Nā reira i runga i tērā hoki kia tuku i ngā mihi ki a koe. Mō era. Anō, ngā mihi kia te arawa hoki. Mō rātou whai kaha ki te whakapiko i a koe. Kia huri hei mahuri mo te tāreo. Mai tō tamarikitanga taino ki tō rangatahitanga. Kia whakatongi e te tuapapa o te taha Māori ki roto i a koe, kia whakaaro Māori aha koe e tipu auraki ana i tō pakikitanga. So, my bro, just overwhelmed. Just extremely overwhelmed. As you know, sometimes being successful in the Māori world can be a lonely path. But to be able to walk that path and come out on top, still shining, bro, despite the humility, despite the, you're not looking for the credibility or anything, credit given where it's due. So,
100.
big ups to you for that. And I know you're not one that will always just take on praise because, at the end of the day, it's just another day for you, my bro. I feel you on that. Big shout out to your Flash costume. I absolutely love it when you go into that zone, bro, because we get to see a real you, a happy you. When you're in the mindset of, yeah, I'm ready to game and I'm ready to win. It brings Dustyy out in a different light, a happy light, so to speak. So, with that being said, my bro, kareka e mihi tu atu I tēnā, nā reira, tēnā koe. Thank you so much.
Tēnā koutou.
Ka pai, nā reira, before we finish up,
Who are we
Actually-
raiding, bro?
yeah, that's the question, eh?
I've been looking, there's not a whole lot of people on.
Ka pai,
Niz is on if you want to raid her.
Liz, right?
ka
Gonna
pai.
raid
Yeah.
her?
Yep,
Niz
we'll
is
raid
on.
Niz.
I'll grab her now.
Ka pai. Nā reira, to our chat whānau, thank you so much for coming in and being a part of the kaupapa, and showing some aroha to the bro Dustyy for his participation
Actually-
in the second boil. Nā reira ki te... Oh, what?
Chat's pointed out red.
We got red, and Malaysian.
Up to you who going, red or Malaysian.
Let's go Malaysian. If that's right.
Okay, if anyone's... I don't think I've got Malaysian, someone give me a...
Ka pai.
Yep.
Preds, put it up.
Yeah, do you put it, is that the actual spelling?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Hopefully we don't end up rating someone else is the same. We'll see.
Ka pai.
Is that the right one?
Yep, we are good. Sweet. Whānau, so that's us for the second boil tonight. Nā reira, ki te iti ki te rai, huri noa. Tēnā koutou, cheer bro, please take a photo. Pō Māori e whānau, and that's us.
Hey
Let's
guys,
go.
pomare. Let's go.
Māori.
Yeah, just have to wait for that leader name because we cut it off.
What happened there?
There we go.
Did I cut?
I hope so.
Now we're in. Oh no, because like you know how we say finish what we're saying and then cut straight away, but there's like the 10-second lead in.
Because it moved into the next...
Oh, because like we're 10 seconds behind, so we finish, but if we hit it, it'll stop it there. And it stops at please take a photo.
I can't see the red.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Mean shot fellas, there was gangster and Choco.